Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our video to determine is ABNB, Airbnb, a stock to buy now. So we'll do our standard initial due diligence on Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB, and try to determine is ABNB a stock to buy now. And stick around to the end. We'll give you some of our experiences with Airbnb and how we see the company, the future of the company, the future of the stock. And again, we'll try to answer the question, is ABNB a stock to buy now? So again, stick around for our due diligence, and then again towards the end for our opinions as to is ABNB a stock to buy now. So let's get started. Okay, let's do a quick tour of Airbnb's website, their homepage, and I'll leave the direct link to their homepage in the description box below. We can see they've got a pop-up. They're introducing their 2022 winter release, trying to make it easier to put your home on Airbnb, and then you can click on that link for additional information about their 2022 winter release. We can see some of the things they're highlighting here: trending, adapted, play, Hanuks, private rooms, mansions, luxe, cabins, tree houses, OMG, boats, ski and out, off the grid, castles, amazing view design. So a whole bunch of various categories that you can select. Beach, that sounds good to us, right? Islands, that sounds good. So again, I'll let you explore all of these options. You can see how many various options they have in this little scrolling bar. They have a filter, so you can filter on things. The rest of this page is almost all particular listings. They show the price. Obviously, there's some kind of way they're sorting those to feature the listing. I'm not sure what that is. And then if we want to find any additional information, you have to go all the way to the bottom and pop up this support and resources, and then you can find like their investor pages, gift cards, careers, etc. So if you want more information about the company, etc., they have a community forum somewhere or community forum there, etc. How to Airbnb your home, air cover for hosts, etc., hosting resources. You have to go to the bottom of the page and again click that support and resources button. So I hope that gives you just a very quick overview of their page. Again, one of the things I don't see right offhand is, quick access to their other social media sites. That's a little bit of a negative in my opinion. I like to see that they have a easily accessible social media presence. I'm sure that they do. It's just not obvious from here. It looks like they have some kind of film. I don't know what that film is. Explore what's new. So again, hopefully that gives you a quick overview of the Airbnb homepage, what it looks like, kind of how to navigate, where to find additional information. So we'll let you dig into that in more detail. And again, I'll leave the direct link to Airbnb's homepage in the description box below. Hope that helps. Okay, let's do our due diligence on Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB and ChartMill, and I will leave the direct link to the profile for Airbnb and ChartMill in the description box below. We see we get a quick overview of all the ratings for Airbnb currently as of November 17th, 2022. We can see right now it has a technical analysis rating of 0, a setup rating of about 1.5 out of 5, a valuation of about 1.5 out of 5, profitability 4.5 out of 5, growth 4 out of 5, health 4 out of 5. We see a snippet of the chart. We'll look at that in more detail in the stock chart tab. We see it doesn't look like it pays a dividend, just had earnings on 11/1, institutional ownership 2%, market cap about 66 billion, a PE of 43.5, which is pretty high, forward PE of 40, obviously no dividend. Analyst rating of 7217. It IPO'd in December of, I think, 2020. And we can see their next earnings is on February 13th. We can see a profile of Airbnb. You're probably familiar with them in general, but they have management operation of an online marketplace headquartered in San Francisco. They have about 6,000 employees. They IPO'd in December 2020. They connect hosts and guests online through mobile devices to book spaces and experiences around the world. Listings includes homes, cabins, tree houses, boats, castles, and luxury villas. Mobile website and mobile app provides guests, with homes and experiences and a way to book them. Hosts generally fall into two categories, individual and professional. Hosts generally are individual and professional, are those who activate their listings through the website or mobile. Professional hosts are often those who run property management or hospitality businesses, generally use APIs to list their properties. So hopefully that gives us a good overview of Airbnb, and now we'll look at some of the more detailed information available in stock chart on Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. Okay, let's look at the stock chart in a little bit more detail on the stock chart tab in ChartMill for Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. See on the daily chart, it's been pretty flat lately. It's oscillating around its 50-day moving average. It looks like it's got support, maybe 92 area. We'll see in the technical analysis in more detail where that support line is. Looks like it's in a declining wedge. Again, it's right now it's below its 50-day moving average, kind of testing that, bouncing off support. So it seems like it's in this narrowing descending wedge right now. We see additional resistance around 125. If we zoom out a little bit to the weekly, so again, we see it's been in decline for some period of time. Starting in late 21 through 22. It's pretty much been a decline. It's well below its 50-week moving average. Again, we see there's this resistance level that it's testing and being rejected off of. We get maybe a tweezer bottom around 95-ish, but it looks like that descending trend line is providing pretty heavy resistance. Look at the monthly real quickly. Again, recently it looks pretty flat. We've got this tweezer due July, so it looks like, again, a level of support around 90-ish. So, and then it's been pretty much flat since then on a monthly chart. Okay, let's look at the technical analysis data in more detail for Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB, and ChartMill. Again, as of November 17th, 2022, it's showing a technical rating of 0. Says overall performance in the market's below average. Recent are not that positive. Medium and short-term pictures give negative signs. We see a snippet of both the daily and the weekly chart. We see that decline. See, it's got plenty of volume, so that's positive. It's been trading in a wide range recently. We see the support and resistance, so two important support areas, 91.05 to 91.41, and support about 89.08. We see the current setup rating is 3 out of 10, so it's bad. It's also does not present a quality setup at the moment. Price movement's too volatile to find a nice entry and exit. Probably a good idea to wait for consolidation. We see long-term trends negative, 75% or better. One of the lesser performing stocks in the hotels, restaurants, and leisure industry is currently trading in the lower part of its 52-week range. And we've got these resistance levels, 106.58 to 107, 112, 119, about 120, 123, and then 212. So we see the 20 to 50 are negative, the 100-day is positive, the 200's negative, so the short-term trend's neutral, long-term trend's negative. So again, this very short term is positive, uh, middle term neutral, longer terms are generally negative. Its average to range is about 6.17, so it's got quite a bit of range. Average volume is about 3 to 4 million. Okay, let's look at the fundamental analysis data available for Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB, as of November 17th, 2022. We can see it's getting a fundamental rating of 7 out of 10 right now, so that's pretty good. It gets an excellent profitability rating, at the same time showing great financial health properties. It's valued quite expensive, but it does show excellent growth. This makes Airbnb, ABNB very considerable for growth investing. So again, very positive in terms of a growth investing type stock. Health showing an 8, profitability 9, growth 8, valuation's a little low. Again, they mentioned it's expensive and it doesn't have a dividend. So again, we see profitability is very positive, 9 out of 10. Return on assets is good. Profit margin's good. Petrovsky F is good. Very strong score, indicates great health and profitability. Return on equity is comparable. So you can see it's outperforming the industry in return on assets and profit margin. Return on equity is a little above average. Valuation is only 3 out of 10. It's got a good PEG ratio. Its book is good. Price to earnings is high. It's very expensive. So again, it's very expensive relative to the industry. There's a lot of other companies cheaper than Airbnb. Forward PEs valued very expensive. Price to book is more expensive than industry peers. Enterprise value more expensive than industry peers. So again, it's very expensive. So in terms of valuation, a value stock right now, Airbnb ranks rather poorly. Growth stock ranks well, 8 out of 10. Strong growth in earnings per share over the next 5 years as well. Revenue positive currently in next 5 years, quite strong in revenue. The only negative is the growth rate of the upcoming 5 years is decreasing. So we see their EPS currently very positive, nice growth. Revenue, again, nice growth, but declining in the forward years going in the future. So we see the revenue it was kind of, dipped when they IPO'd. It's been increasing nicely. Looks like it's planned to continue to increase. Their EPS was negative in 21, became positive, or it's estimated to be positive in 22. Kind of flat with some growth. Health rating 8 out of 10. So their current ratio is better than the industry. Quick ratio is better than the industry. Altman Z is nicely positive, so no little risk of bankruptcy, no financial health solvency issues with Airbnb. It's better than the industry. Petrovsky F's good. Current ratio is average. Quick is average. Debt to equity is in line, so that's good. So again, in terms of health, it's overall outperforming the industry. Debt to equity is pretty much in line, does not pay a dividend. So again, we see all the EPS and growths are all positive. Health is very positive, 4 out of 5. Profitability, 4.5 out of 5. The only things are, it's expensive. Right now it's expensive. So in general, if it's coming down, that means it'll become less expensive in the future. So again, we'll continue to do our due diligence, but the indications right now are that It's positive, but it would be best to probably wait for it to become cheaper since it is declining. So that's just an initial take from this fundamental analysis. Again, the Altman Z is good, so no solvency issues. It'll be interesting to see what cash they have available, make sure that you're not at risk of any kind of offerings. But otherwise, everything fundamentally looks pretty good except for the current valuation. Okay, let's look at the analyst ratings data for Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. Right now, as of November 17th, 2022, Airbnb showing a 72% buy consensus by the analysts. We can see they've got a mean price target of 143.41, so that's 37% above the current price. It's got 46 analysts, so it's got good coverage. Hasn't really changed in the past month. And again, it's got good coverage. We can see the low analyst price target's 101 for minus 3%. The median's 142.80 for positive 37%. And the mean's 143.41, again, about plus 37%. And the high is 206.85 for a 98% upside. So up and downgrades pretty much maintained. So neutral, overweight, positive, etc. So we could see it's got 8 strong buys, 14 buys, 22 holds, and 2 sells. And we can see, the buys have declined a little bit. Holds are pretty steady. Sells pretty steady. Dropped off some strong sells in the past. So generally pretty steady, neutral. Okay, let's look at the ownership structure of Airbnb and ChartMill. So we see it shows a vast majority is public retail, 84.7%, 13.25% institutional, and only 2% insider. So shares outstanding, 634 million, floats 381.7 million. So that discrepancy, it may be that there's the potential for an offering. They might have a shelf offering out there. So just be aware of that difference in the float and the outstanding. There could be a potential shelf offering already in effect out there that they could drop at any time. You have to dig into the SEC filings to see if that's the case, if they have a shelf offering sitting out there that could be dropped at any time. Again, only 2% insiders, 13% institutional. Insider change, negative 1%. Institutional change is negative 67%. So the institutions have, between June and September, have been ditching Airbnb. So that's, not really a good sign. It increases the volatility due to the retail traders. And again, it says, institutions kind of lost faith in Airbnb between June and September of 2022. Insider transaction, we see some sells. November, we see a sell, sizable sell. October, some sells, and then a lot of insider sells. So again, that's there's a number of reasons that insiders would sell, but you don't like to see that because it could be perceived as a negative sentiment, could put downward pressure on the stock price. So again, you don't like to see a lot of insider sells, although it could be for many reasons. Okay, let's also do our due diligence on Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB, and Webull. I'm on the stock screen in the online browser version of Webull. You can find any stock, just put the ticker in the search bar, select it. You can see the details of the stock in the stock screen. It'll come up. We see the yearly chart. I have the yearly chart selected right now. We can see the yearly low is 86.71. We can see it's that kind of a support level right in that area. We see, the recent highs were somewhere in the 129 area. So maybe, 40 upside, a little over 40 upside. See the latest earnings was on 11/1. Reported 2.88 billion in revenue. If we zoom out a little bit farther, We see a general decline. Again, it hasn't been out that long. It looks like that 86.71 was the low. If we zoom into the monthly, we can see it bottomed recently at 91.71 and rebounded somewhat, but it looks like it may be rolling over again. So again, that may be a short rebound and may be headed back down. We see it's making lower lows over time, lower highs over time, so it looks like it's generally in decline. If we pop up the lower pane in the stock screen on Webull, we can get additional information, get a brief and a profile, link to their website, etc. there. We see current news, if there's anything. And we can look at their financials. I like these graphs in Webull for their financials, so we can see their income's been beating estimates and been on a nice trajectory, but it's estimated to decline going forward in Q4 of 22. Balance sheet again beating estimates. Estimates have been pretty flat. Cash flow had a nice bump in Q1, missed estimates in Q2, missed estimates in Q3. Expected to decline in Q4, so that's a little bit negative, but their cash flow is still positive. Financial ratios, they've been choppy, missed estimates. So their income statement, again, it dipped in Q1, went negative, recovered, went positive, and then made a record in Q3. Revenue, again, bottomed in Q1, recovered, now made a new record. So they've got record revenue. Same thing with operating income. So their balance sheet, it looks like their liabilities, their debt increased a little bit in Q2, declined in Q3, so that's positive. So their debt to assets has declined recently. So again, the cash flow bottomed in Q1, recovered, and made a new high in Q3, so that's positive. Investing is choppy. Their financing, again, peaked in Q2 and declined now in Q3. So if we look at the analyst consensus in Webull, it says it's a buy, consensus buy rating based on 40 analysts. We've got 15% strong buys, 27.5% buys, 52% holds, 5% underperforms, no sells. Current price at 104. The high price target's 186. Average is 133, and the low is 98. So it's kind of, a little above average right now, and kind of in the middle of the highest range. So press releases, corporate actions, if they had any dividends, which they do not. It does show that it's optionable, so you could sell covered calls against your position while you're waiting for it to turn back up, get profitable, generate your own dividends by selling covered calls against that position. So again, we see, it's been generally in decline, recently had a bounce, might be rolling over. We could see, recent resistance in the 126-ish area up to 129. Risk go down to about 86. So if it's sitting at 104, we've got, 18 down and maybe 25 up. So, not a really great short-term risk reward. Longer term, it might be a little bit better. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull is currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below on the About page on our YouTube channel. in the link section. Okay, let's do our due diligence on Airbnb Incorporated, ticker symbol ABNB and FinViz, and I'll leave the direct link to Airbnb's profile in FinViz in the description box below. We see at the top, we see a daily chart. So we see a double bottom around 190. We see this declining wedge. See it's kind of oscillating around its moving averages. We see a resistance level around 130. We zoom out to the weekly chart. Again, we can see it's kind of oscillating around its shorter term moving average, the 20-week moving average. It's quite a bit below its 50 period moving average. We see a bottom around 86.75 on the weekly, the top way back into early 21 of about 219, 220. See, it's been, it bottomed in July of 22, recovered some, kind of rolling over, got a little bit of a tweezer there, and then it kind of recovered there. So if we zoom further out, again, it's only been in the market since the end of 2020, so we don't have a long term, but it's the general decline, and we see that big tweezer in the middle of 22. We see the 52-week range is about 86.71 to 212. So again, from 90 to 130s, maybe a $40 upside, although that trend line's declining. So in downside, we saw something 86 or so was a recent bottom. See a market cap of almost 62 billion. Looks like they're profitable, 1.63 billion on 8 billion in sales. Does not pay a dividend. It is optionable, so you could write covered calls against a position, generate your own dividend, generate additional revenue. We see this discrepancy in the outstanding versus the float, so there's a risk that they may have a shelf offering sitting out there, and that's something to be aware of. Not very high float or short float, only 4%. Target price here is 133.65. Price to book's a little high. PE and forward PE aren't showing red, but they're still relatively high. PEG ratio showing red. Debt doesn't look generally bad. Recent performance has been poor. It's showing red. So check for recent news. Looks like they have a lot of news. Look for red and green flags. So there's a positive, giving investors plenty of reasons to cheer. Growth stocks, negative. The results, top estimates after summer travel boom, but it looks like a decline. Beat mark, revenues increase. So it looks like they got positive revenues, but it went down on that day. So again, here's their profile. Airbnb operates platform, enables hosts to offer stays and experience to guests worldwide. Marketplace model connects hotels and guests online or through mobile devices to book spaces and experience. It offers private rooms, private homes, vacation homes. Was formerly known as Air Bed and Breakfast Inc. Changed its name to Airbnb in November 2010. So it was founded in 2007. Headquartered in San Francisco. Look at some of their financials. Looks like their revenue's been increasing nicely on an annual basis. Cost has kind of been going up a little bit, but their gross profit has gone up nicely. So again, revenue and profit gone up nicely, and it looks like they're holding expenses relatively well. EPS, it was negative, just went positive this year, so that's a positive. Net income also went positive. So if we look at the quarterly, again, nice revenue increase. Cost is not increasing too rapidly, so they're holding costs in check while they're increasing revenue. Gross profits increasing nicely. and their EPS started negative and it's gone nicely positive. So it looks like they're really on a nice trajectory. They're profitable. They're increasing their profit while holding their costs in check, which it's an indication of good management. So that looks generally positive. Okay, let's do our due diligence on Airbnb Incorporated, ticker symbol ABNB, and Seeking Alpha, and I will leave the direct link to the profile for Airbnb and Seeking Alpha in the description box below. We see a highlight of, an overview of their chart. Looks like it's been in general decline over the year. See a 52-week range of 86.71 to 205, so quite a broad range. It's closer to the bottom than the top. EPS is 2.57. It's positive. PE is kind of high at 40.66. Short interest is only 4%, so pretty low short interest. Market cap 67.8 billion, and a lot of volume. So it looked like 3 million in volume. So if we look at some of the recent articles and news, good long-term pick for 2023, long-term tailwinds, down on great earnings, buying opportunity is a buy, likely to face some new rules in Europe. Unsteady forward guidance, so there's the reason potentially why it went down on its last positive earnings. Looks like they beat on earnings and it went down. Trajectory questioned by analysts after uncertain demand forecasts. So it's a record quarter and undervalued. Slow post-pandemic bookings, tailwinds. We love the service, but not the valuation. So if we look at the ratings, authors, Seeking Alpha authors say hold, Wall Street says buy, quants say hold, valuations an F. So again, very expensive right now. Growth A+, good growth stock. Profitability A, good profitable growth stock. Just currently overvalued, expensive. So if we look at the revenue growth, it looks like it peaked in 2019, declined in 2020, and then recovered and has grown nicely. 22 estimated to grow further in 23. We look at quarterly. Again, we see a dip down to Q1 of 22, then a recovery into Q3 of 22, and then Q4s look like it's expected to decline in Q1 of 23. So revenues expected to decline in the short term, but grow in the longer term. Quarterly EPS. So it looks like they went negative in Q1 of 22, recovered positive in Q2, and peaked in Q3, and expected to decline and just be negative, slightly negative in Q1 of 23. So again, earnings expected in the short term to decline. Annual revenue, again, was quite negative, recovered, went positive in 22. Estimated to be positive. The actual is a little negative. 23 is expected to be positive. So again, they're expected year on year, but declining earnings estimates. Valuation, again, is pretty high. It's very expensive right now. Growth is nice. The current momentum is pretty negative. Short term's negative, and the yearly is even more negative. Gross profit margins very nice, 82%. Net income margins decent. Return on equity is good. Again, market cap about 67.8 billion. They have 2 billion in debt, so they do have a significant amount of debt. They have 9 billion in cash. So that's good that they do have a sizable amount of cash right now. Enterprise value 60 billion, so they've got 9 billion in cash, and they're profitable. So given that data, one would not expect an offering real soon unless their business deteriorates significantly. Volume's about 3 million, average is about 6 million. Again, 633 million shares outstanding. We look at the ownership structure. Here it's showing 41% institutional, 20% public, 30% individuals or insiders, and a VC firm or a private equity of about 7%. So some of the peers, Booking Holdings, and then hotels, Hilton, Marriott, and then Trip.com. Short interest is pretty small, 4%, 17 million, 2.8 days to cover. Its beta is 1.48, so it's going to move, quite a bit faster than its index. Altman Z is nicely positive at 6, so no real risk of insolvency, bankruptcy, so that's all positive. So SEC filings, again, we could dig deeper in there and look for offerings. I don't see anything, jumping out in the near term since November. So income, revenue is nicely positive, 8 billion. EBITDA is positive, 1.7 billion. Almost 10 billion in cash. 42 debt to equity. They've got 2 billion in debt. Cash flow, so there's 3 billion in cash flow from operations, negative in investing, positive free cash flow. So again, one would not expect them to have to offer given their cash pile and the free cash flow that they're generating. Long-term debts, 41%. Okay, now that we've completed our standard initial due diligence on Airbnb, let's try to answer the question, is ABNB a stock to buy now? But before we answer that question, in our opinion, in terms of is ABNB a stock to buy now, let me share with you some of our experiences with Airbnb and then also kind of our future outlook on Airbnb given the current environment. Given that we're either in or headed in a recession, and how we think Airbnb may perform in the upcoming economy, etc., given our due diligence on the stock. So first, some of our experiences with Airbnb. We've only actually ever used Airbnb twice. The first experience was very negative in terms of their customer support, the use of their website, being able to find a phone number, etc. Just a very brief overview of that experience is the host had to cancel on us at the last minute because of a medical emergency with the guests that were in the room that we were supposed to stay in, and that was in Cocoa, Florida. We were going up there for the weekend, so then we had to find other accommodations. Since the host was canceling, we sought to get a refund. Sonia had a terrible time finding a phone number for customer support. Spent all kinds of time with them trying to get a refund, and again, the host had already approved the refund, etc. I think we ended up losing the fees that Airbnb charged, and again, it was a real turnoff in terms of their customer support experience. And so since then, in between that period and the second time we used Airbnb, we used Vrbo, and we've been very happy using Vrbo. We've gone to the Keys, we've gone to St. Augustine, etc., using Vrbo. And so we hadn't, even considered using Airbnb again after that negative customer support experience with our first experience with them. Subsequently, though, we were going up to Cocoa for a concert over the weekend, and Sonia found this nice place in Cocoa, the Kit Fox Gallery, and they only are on Airbnb. They were not on Vrbo. And so we booked the Kit Fox Gallery in Cocoa, highly recommended it. You can see some of our experience. Part of this was testing using the Verizon Orbic Speed 4G LTE mobile hotspot, Wi-Fi for consulting while traveling, trading while traveling. Again, this was weekend, so we weren't actually trading, but I was doing some video premieres for our BeachBum trading channel. You can see more about this experience in terms of testing our hotspot for consulting and trading while traveling on our Virtual Consulting 101 YouTube channel. And again, you'll see more pictures of the Kitbox Gallery. And that was a very positive experience. The host was great. The experience was great. We would love to go back to the Kitbox Gallery again. So again, in our two experiences with Airbnb, actually using their service, one was very negative, one was very positive. And again, the negative one was when we had to contact customer support. So that may be a consideration, as long as things go smoothly, the service seems to be fine. But if you have an issue, I would be a bit concerned about their customer support. And I think hopefully they will improve that over time, make it easier to access customer support, make it more amenable to getting refunds, make it an easier process for getting refunds, particularly, again, if there's an issue with the host and it's no fault of the guest at all. So again, that's our experience, one positive, one negative. We'll see if we try them again. If we go back to the Kitbox Gallery in Cocoa, I guess we'd have to use Airbnb, but again, we now know the hosts there, and we could probably navigate that more easily. So now let's talk about the company, the future of the company, and our decision is based on our due diligence. Is ABNB a stock to buy now? Well, we saw that the main consideration right now, if you're talking about buying it right now for a short-term, swing as an investment, buying it right now, as we saw, it's the price is in decline. The price is very expensive right now. And we saw that their revenue and EPS is expected to decline for the next couple of quarters. So is ABNB a stock to buy right now? I would say no. However, we also saw that the company is healthy, seems to be well managed. They seem to be, their costs seem to be growing at a slower rate than their revenue and their profits, which is very positive. That seems to indicate to me quality management to keep their costs down. Airbnb was founded right before the 2008-2009 recession, the financial crisis. So it was founded, in a recessionary period. I think, again, this is all my opinion, not financial advice, but I think they will do quite well in the current or upcoming recession due to their lower cost, etc. And as the higher price hotels, possibly lose revenue, lose business travelers due to holds on business travel, etc. I think Airbnb will do quite well going through the recession. Therefore, given that it's currently expensive and currently the price is declining, I would watch Airbnb for a couple quarters. Again, their revenue and EPS is expected to decline. I would expect their price to keep coming down for some period of time, probably those 2 quarters. And when it bottoms and turns back up, we'll probably be in the middle of a recession. They may have a competitive advantage, particularly if they're able to keep managing their costs as well as it appears that they are. And Airbnb may be a very good long-term investment once it becomes a better value. So again, I would say, in a couple quarters, I would definitely keep Airbnb on watch and revisit it in a couple quarters. Maybe we'll revisit our due diligence in a couple quarters, see if the price is more in line and it's a better value, not so expensive. And once they bottom out with their declining revenue, declining EPS, and that starts to recover and turn up, as we saw is expected to happen in the upcoming years. So again, we like Airbnb long term. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep it in the database, keep an eye on it over the next couple quarters. But in terms of a buy right now, it's a little too expensive. The price is declining, revenue is declining, EPS is declining. So I would say, is Airbnb a stock to buy now? I'd say not right now, but watch and wait for a bottom and a turn and a better valuation. And then it looks like Airbnb would be a good long-term buy, a good long-term investment. So again, just our opinions, not financial advice. We hope this all helps. Please share with us in the comments below, in our free Discord, our Facebook group, social media profiles. What do you think about Airbnb? What have your experiences been with Airbnb, positive or negative? Let us know your experience with the company, etc., the services, etc. Also, what do you think of the company and the stock? Do you think it's a buy now or not? A wait and see or an avoid? What do you think? Let us know again in the comments below, in our free Discord, in our Facebook group, via social media, etc. And let us know, do you think, is Airbnb a stock to buy now? So we hope this all helps, and good luck and have a great day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Another way that you can help support BeachBum Trading and being able to produce frequent quality content for you for free on YouTube, etc., is in addition to subscribing to our BeachBum Trading channel, hitting the like button on our videos, and hitting the notify so you're alerted when we release further videos. You can also choose to show your support for BeachBum Trading with a super thanks, which you can find below this video. If you hit the heart with the $sign, the super thanks, again, you can financially support BeachBum Trading in whatever amount that you wish, and we greatly appreciate your support, and that will help us, again, be able to produce frequent quality content that we can provide for you and all your fellow BeachBum traders around the world for free on YouTube. So again, we greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you very much. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right hand corner, and we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.